Hi everyone, I'm Erica Wolf. I'm an instructor at the Crescent School of Gaming and Bartending in Las Vegas, Nevada. And today we are going to be talking about markers and call bets. So these terms I want you to become familiar with. There's a little bit of a difference, but technically they're all markers. There's one other term that you're going to hear. It's going to be a rim bet. All right, so we have markers, call bets, and rim bets. Those are all very similar to each other, and you'll get to understand them more as you progress through gaming. But technically, all these things are under the same umbrella as a marker. But today, I'm going to show you a marker, then I'm going to explain to you and show you what a call bet is. And when it comes to rim bets, you really don't need to know about them. It's one of those things that it's between you and your supervisor, and it's something that's added up. Now here, when it comes to a marker, it's going to be something that has paperwork signed and everything, and you're going to have stuff dropped in the drop box. So I'm going to show you how that process works. When it comes to a marker, typically you'll have that happen with a dead game or maybe after a hand has been dealt. Someone will approach the table, usually a high roller, and they will ask for a marker. Now usually high rollers will not carry around a lot of cash. A lot of times they'll kind of have that credit with the casino, and that's why they'll request a marker instead, just so that they don't have to carry cash on them.
I'd like a marker for $1,000, please.
You got it. Floor, player wants a marker.
Okay. Hello, how are you doing, Mr. Smith? Let me see this, please. Thank you. All right, give me 1 second real quick.
$1,000.
$1,000, all right. Just give me 1 second. I will be right back.
So whenever someone wants a marker, usually they have to have a player's card, because it's not going to be like some random Joe that came in, they just turned 21 and they just got a player's card. They can't suddenly start requesting markers. Usually it's someone who has a relationship with the casino and has a player's card. They need the player's card information before they can even try to do a marker.
All right. Here's your card back. And just give me a quick second. I'm going to go print the paper. Go ahead and cut out this amount.
So in this time, I'm preparing the money or the checks to be sent. And in this time, the supervisor is getting a paper printed out. Marker 1,000.
Go ahead. Thank you.
So right now, the supervisor is going to have the player sign. In this time, you could be playing with the player, doing games and whatnot, because sometimes that paper takes a minute. You'll probably already be dealing. But when it comes to the slammer right here, this is showing why you're sending out money for no reason, technically. Since you have nothing on this side is why we have the lammer here. This lammer will stay here and visible until that paper is signed. All right? So depending on your casino, like more old school joints are going to take this slammer after the paper is signed and put it behind the smallest denomination in your rack. But the main thing is it must remain visible until that paper is signed.
There you go.
So right now I'm having to sign this paper. Now this is extremely important. Usually the players, they have a lot of trust with the supervisor, and maybe they'll just look really quick and not even notice that maybe the table isn't correct, because that isn't something that they're supposed to notice. When you, as the dealer, are checking this paper for a marker, you are checking for the table number and you are checking for the amount. And it's going to be one of those things where you kind of want to look at your players' cards whenever you do get them, kind of like glance at the name, so that whenever you do look at your paper, you kind of have an idea of what you should be seeing there. But the main thing is you need to know the amount and the table number. If any of those things are wrong, you do not sign that paper, okay? If this says 1,000 and then this says 800, do not sign that paper. You show it to your supervisor and they need to get another one printed. All right? If it's the wrong table number, it must be signed. This is something that people will make a mistake on sometimes. You need to pay attention, you guys. Always make sure. Table number and amount. All right? So everything looks good. I sign the little paper. And depending on your casino, after you've signed the paper, you are either going to place this lammer behind the smallest denomination in your rack, or, like where I work, it's going to be on like a little clipboard, the paper usually, just to make your life easier when signing this paper. And then you're going to take the paper off of the clipboard. I'd like to place the pen and the lammer on top of it so that way the supervisor can take both together with the clipboard and, go take it to the podium. But when it comes to the paperwork itself, you must drop it into the same little slot where you put your cash and your foreign checks, okay? It's the same place you're going to stick your guys' markers. So that's how you perform a marker, all right? Now, when it comes to paying off the marker and everything like that, that's not something you really have to worry about now that the paper has been dropped, okay? The player can literally lose all of that money and leave the game, and it's very likely that they're going to pay that marker down at the cage or just before they leave, the casino floor. But it's not your responsibility to look for, all right? But something can happen to where they've been playing, having a good old time, and they've been doing really well, all right? So then they want to pay for it at the table. They can do this with cash, or they can do this with checks. Regardless, you're going to handle everything the same way for the most part. So cash will go on the left side, checks will go on the left side if they're going to be paying it down.
I'd like to pay down my marker.
Alrighty. Floor.
Yes.
Player wants to pay down their marker.
All right, go ahead, bring it in.
Alrighty. So at this point, they're going to get another paper printed, and then they're also going to bring back that lammer to show that they're going to be paying down the marker.
All right.
Okie dokie. So usually what they're going to end up having you do is cut it out and then show the amount. There are some places that, like, let's say that you ended up getting like $1,000 in green back. They'll have you color it up to the highest amount and then place it underneath the lammer like that. And then you're going to sign the paper to show that they paid it off, okay? So before you sign the paper, you're going to be doing the same thing you did last time. Now, the same dealer that gave out the marker isn't going to be the same dealer that pays or signs off on the marker for when it gets paid down. It could be you at the beginning and the end, but it could also be you at the beginning and someone else at the end. It just depends, all right? Depends on how long they play and stuff. So after you see everything matches up, you match up your table number and you match up the amount, you're going to sign that paper. And if they have a copy that they keep, you leave it there. And then you have a copy that you're going to be sticking inside of the little slot. Now, the supervisor is going to be taking the lammer, and then you're going to drop the money or the checks into the rack and lock it up. And that's how you're going to pay down a marker. If it ends up being cash, you're just going to put cash over here and then do basically the same thing but with the lammer over here.